Hello there, I'm Rob Lamar and welcome to Double Bluff, a game show where you don't necessarily need to know the answer. You just need to know your opponent. So let's meet today's players.
Hello, I'm Laura from Hatfield and I'm a promotions worker.
Hello, I'm Steve from Chelmsford and I'm an auctioneer.
Hello, my name is June, I'm from St Albans and I'm a singer.
These players will be battling it out to win thousands of pounds. You can also win money at home by playing along with our app or online game by going to doublebluff.co.uk and getting logged on, ready to play. So how does the game work? Well, in round one, players will take it in turns to answer multiple choice questions. But when one player is asked a question, the other two are shown the answer. And they can choose to share the truth to win half the prize money, or they could bluff in order to win the lots. Laura, you're going to be playing first. Are you all ready?
Yes, I am.
Good to hear. Let's play Double Bluff. Now, to find out how much you're playing for, you need to choose one of these coloured poker chips. Each is worth an amount between £50 and £1,000. Now, at the end of this round, the player with the lowest amount will be eliminated. Could you please choose a colour to kick things off?
I'm going to go for pink.
So you're going with pink. Now, pink is worth £250. That's not a bad thing to start with. And now to win that, you need to answer this following question correctly. Mount Washington is located in which American state? Is it A, Maine, B, New Hampshire, or C, Virginia? Now the other two players are seeing the answer on their screens and they must decide now what answer they want to pick. A bluff is worth double the truth, so lock in your answers now. Before we get your answer, let's see what the others say it is. So if June and Steve, if you could reveal your answers, please.
A.
C.
Okay, so we've got A and C. Are they trying to bluff? What are you going to give us as your final answer?
I'm going to give the answer as B, New Hampshire.
Okay, B. Well, as we've got a B and we've got June with a C and Steve there giving us an A. So all different answers. So if you are right, you get everything. So let's find out the correct answer. The correct answer was B, New Hampshire. Well done, you get the whole £250. The others, well, you get nothing. So Steve, we come to you now for your first question. If you could please pick a coloured chip.
I'm going to pick silver, please.
Right, let's find out how much that's worth. It's worth £100. Now to win that, you have to answer this following question correctly. Now a Google is the term for a number followed by how many zeros? Is it A, 100, B, 1000, or C, 10,000? Now, Laura and June, do you think Steve will know? Time to decide what to show and lock in your answers. June and Laura have been shown the answer, but let's see what they would like to tell you it is. All right, so if you could please reveal your answers.
A.
A.
Both gone for A there. So what do you think the answer is though, Steve?
I agree with them. I say A as well.
All right, so it's going to be A all round. Let's see if that's the right answer. The answer is A, indeed, 100 zeros. So big well done to you there,
Thank you.
Steve. You get yourself the £100, and June and Laura, you both get yourself an extra £50. June, it's your turn now. If you could please choose a coloured chip.
I'm going to go for gold because it's sparkly and nice.
All right, gold. Let's see what that is worth. It's worth £50. Not the largest amount, but you know, it is only the first round. So here is your question. In which year did the Boston Tea Party take place? Was it A, 1773, B, 1775, or C, 1777? Now, our other players, if you could please lock in your answer now. So they've got their answers locked in. Let's see what they've said. Laura?
A.
Steve?
A.
Now, Laura and Steve have both said A. June? How's your history?
On that particular one, not brilliant, but I was drawn to A. Now I'm wondering whether I was right to be drawn to A or whether or not they're now just both trying to bluff me.
Well, that is the game. Now I'm going to ask you, what is your final answer?
I'm still going to go with my gut instinct because that's what I went for first. So I'm going to go also for A.
Okay, June is going for A, and she gets that right. She gets the £50, and the other two will also get £25 each. Let's find out if you're right. It was A, 1773. So June, you get yourself that £50. Laura and Steve both picking up an extra £25 there, which means halfway through the first round, June, you've got yourself that £100. Steve, you're currently on 125, and out in front is Laura with £325. Laura, your second and final question now. And so far, the £1,000 chip hasn't been chosen. So if you could choose another colour for us.
Well, I like to live dangerously, so I'm going to go with red.
Going with the red, so let's find out how much that's worth. It's worth £600.
Danger.
That's not, yeah, well, indeed. If you think it's dangerous, we'll see. Here is your question. Worth £600. What was Madonna's first UK #1 single? Was it A, Like a Virgin, B, Into the Groove, or C, Papa Don't Preach? Have a little think about that. If Steve and June could lock in your answers, please. So their answers are all locked in. The others are telling you it's
B.
B.
right. Well, they're both saying B. June, is Steve telling the truth?
He's telling the truth for the same reasons I'm old enough to remember it, and I remember the dance routine on Top of the Pops.
Well, maybe we'll get you to show us that a little bit later. Laura, now you've heard what they're saying. So far this evening, June and Steve, 50-50 on truth or bluff. All right, so they're pretty even, but they've both gone with the same answer. Does what they've said change your mind?
It doesn't change my mind because all along I was going to go with B.
Going with the B as well. So let's find out if that's correct. It was B indeed, Into the Groove. You're definitely in the groove with that one, getting yourself an extra £600. But June and Steve gave the correct answer as well, so they both each get another £300 added to their total. So Steve, it's your question up next. What colour chip are you going to choose this time?
The blue.
So let's find out how much it's worth. It's worth £500. Ah, well, that's a cracking one. Let's see how well we do. Which means 1,000's still up there. Here is your question. Dakar is the capital of which country? Is it A, Liberia, B, Togo, or C, Senegal? You have a little think about that. Laura and June, they've got the answer in front of them, but they now must lock in a choice. Now let's find out what the others are telling you the answer is.
C.
C.
They're both saying C there, Steve. How's your geography, Steve?
It's not too bad. That region's not the strongest of my geography, and an awful lot of those countries have changed the names of their capitals since they've taken independence and what have you.
Well, as they've both told you, Steve, one's told the truth more often, but June hasn't done so much. So why should you be believed this time, June?
Because I like you so much, Steve. I'd never lie to you.
I see what's happening there, a bit of flirting going on. Let's find out your answer though, Steve. Could you tell us, what do you think the answer is?
Well, I am also going to agree with these good ladies and say C.
So you're saying C as well. Let's find out what happens now as we see the correct answer. It was C, Senegal. Well done to you there, Steve. The correct answer for you. So there's £500 into your account. But Laura and June both giving the right answer as well. So they get an extra £250 to their totals, which currently stand like this. In third place, June, £650. Then there's Steve with £925. But out in front still, with one question to go, is Laura with £1,175. So this is the last question and there is still everything to play for. After this, the player with the lowest amount will be eliminated. One of the remaining chips is worth £1,000. There's also the £750 one there as well, June. Let's see if you can find either of those. That will help you out. So June, what colour are you choosing next?
Well, I'm drawn to the yellow and the orange. My favourite colour is yellow, though.
So going for lucky yellow. Let's see what this is worth.
Oh my God, good. I'm a happy bunny.
That was very excitable. £750 it is worth. So here is your question. You do need to get this right, and some of you may need to bluff as well to get through to the final round. So here's your question, June. Which team did Manchester United defeat to win their first European Cup title? Was it A, Bayern Munich, B, Milan, or C, Benfica? Okay, will June know this? Laura and Steve, you got the chance to maximise your jackpots and get yourself through to as the winner of the final round. So for the last time, please lock in your answers. So their answers are locked in now. Let's see what Laura and Steve are giving us.
C.
C.
Right, well, they're both saying C. June, do you follow football at all?
Not in the slightest, apart from obviously my brother's teams and all the rest of it, my friends' teams, but myself, no.
Steve, how can June be sure you're not now trying to bluff?
I'm an aficionado at this period of football because it was the period that I grew up with.
Okay, Laura, anything to add?
I've never lied so far with any of the answers, and would this face lie?
Well, I'm not so sure about that. June, it's time for you to pick an answer. If you want to earn enough, you have to call the bluff. What's your answer?
Well, I would say that face would lie, but because I've got 4 brothers and they have discussed this before, I actually knew it was C, so I believe they're both telling the truth.
So they're both telling the truth, and you're
I've
going
also gone for C.
You're going with C as well, saying the answer is Benfica. Well, let's find out if it is. The answer was C, Benfica. Well, that means that £750 goes into your account. I think that might have done a bit well for you.
Yep.
So let's find out exactly who is going through to the final round. June, you've done quite well there. £1,400 for you. Laura, £1,550. But it is goodbye to Steve. Commiserations, you will be leaving us empty-handed. But will either of our remaining players win today's jackpot? It's time to play the final round of Double Bluff. Both players now have the chance to win some money. Laura's highest fund of £1,550 has been brought forward from the last round. That's been placed behind one of these 3 chips. Now, June can see on her screen which chip that is, and she has the opportunity to win them both some cash or steal it all for herself. Now, Laura, June is going to tell you what chip you should choose. Now, if you pick it and that's right, you get the whole £1,550 and June will get half. Now, if it's a bluff, she wins the whole amount. Now, June, you can only win the money if Laura takes your colour, but a bluff is worth twice as much as the truth. What colour should Laura choose?
Well, I wouldn't lie to you, Laura, because we've gone this far together, and like your top, the winning money is behind the red disc.
Okay, now June is saying the red chip there. Now, if you win, Laura, what would you do with the money?
I think I'd probably try and take my nan to Las Vegas because she's always wanted to go and she's 90.
Oh, I'm sure she'd absolutely love it. What colour do you think it is behind? Do tell us on Twitter. Laura, take us through your thoughts. Do you think June is telling you the truth?
Well, she's been quite truthful and I do trust her. I think I'm a little bit doubtful and I was just drawn to the blue for some reason.
All right. Well, you can go with a different colour, but if that's wrong, you both then leave with nothing. But of course, if it's right, you get the whole £1,550. So, Laura, what is your final decision?
I think I'm going to go with June and hope that she's trustworthy. Put my trust in her and I'm going to go with red.
So you're going with red as well. So, both going for red. Now, if that's right, you get the money and June gets a half of it. If it's wrong, Then June gets the lots. Let's find out the correct answer. It was behind green. You listened to June and now she's pulled it out of the bag and she's given you a bluff. So Laura, unfortunately, you leave with nothing. And June,
have a holiday.
you're off on holiday with £1,550. Yes. Big congratulations to you. That is how it goes here at Double Bluff. Thank you very much for playing. Hopefully you make the right decisions at home. Do join us next time when 3 more contestants will be playing Double Bluff.